Sorry, guys.
Sorry, but you don't have a turn. It's on 100% right now. That's just mean.
What did you take from last year's game that you can use this Sunday?
I'm sorry.
What did you take from last year's game against them that you can use this week?
Um, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything specifically that to be able to like really take because I mean it's a different year. I guess like if anything, it's going to be a tough fall game, right? Like you got two like very competitive teams get like going at it again, and it's just like it's always going to be a tough game whenever you play them. So we're looking forward to that.
What is it like going back to that place to, one, the environment, but two, also the field where you were knocked out of the playoffs last year?
I mean, I think just more excited about the opportunity to go back there. Like it's a great environment. The fans have been like in that last game they were rocking. Like you could tell that they're very like excited about how good that team is and like they have a right to be. So just like from a competitive standpoint, it's fun to go play in places like that.
What's the energy like in this locker room this week? Going back into that environment, going back to play the team that eliminated you last year, and a measuring stick so early on in the season.
I mean, to be honest, I don't necessarily know if we look at it as like a measuring stick of anything. Because at the end of the day, right, it's week 2. Like I think like a lot of people outside of the building are making a bigger deal out of it than we are. It's like we're looking at it as like another game, as I'm sure they are. Right? Like we got to go in there, we got to execute, so we're gonna try to win the game. But it's like, let's say we win, it's like we still have 15 more games to play. Like it's not going to be the one that makes or breaks our season. Nor will it be for them.
What challenge does that environment when it's so loud, you can't hear, you got to rely on silent, Rams are rookie, Miller, what's the challenge for that?
No, it's definitely a challenge. Like whenever you're not able to communicate verbally, it's a big challenge for your team. So we have to do a really good job in practice of like working on our nonverbal communication between like center and quarterback, and then like the rest of us as well. We got to be on the same page because if we're not, that's an easy way to get behind the chains. And then with a team like that, we definitely don't want to be behind the chains, especially like with pass rushers like that and a violent defense. So we got to make sure we're on our P's and Q's, make sure that we're on top of our game, so that we go out there and like eliminate as much of the external factors as possible.
What can you say about Carlton Davis and just his time here and what he provides now for Detroit on the other side of the ball?
Man, Carlton, like that's one of my dogs. We spent a lot of years together. We spent a lot of time working together. Got a lot of love for Carlton, and I know the type of player that he is. He's a competitor. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Physical. I think they got a good pickup when they got him. So it'll be fun getting to go against him in the game for once. But I'm sure he's excited about it as well.
But the
You haven't
defense is
talked
banged
or
up.
texted around it?
No, and I don't think we will. I think we'll save that. We'll save that for Sunday.
The defense is banged up as it is, especially in the secondary. Is this offense prepared? Is it structured to potentially be an attractor?
I think that as an offense, I think that we like to think that we're ready for any type of game. I feel like we're going to have to be that way if we want to get to where we want to go. Like at the end of the season, right? Like we have to be able to play in close, battles where we're running the ball a lot, where like there's shootouts, and where we have to kind of shoulder the load. But it's like even with how the defense is, however the defense shows up, right? I think like we expect a lot out of them anyway. We got a lot of guys on that side that are veterans, that know how to play, and we trust Coach Bull to kind of defense the right way.
Does it help to play a team like the Rams? And I know your offense isn't a 1-for-1 with LA, but the fact that they just played them and you have similar concepts to go into week 2 and view that film?
So I'm sorry, what was the question?
With going into week 2, the fact that the Lions played a team like the Rams last week, and for you guys in offense, a similar scheme to them, is it helpful to see that film?
I would say yes and no. I mean, like obviously there's similarities between the scheme, but like the way that Liam calls things is different than how McVay calls things. The personnel that they have is different than the personnel we have. So how the Lions play them may not be exactly how they play us, right? So I think if you go in looking for it to be like a direct, like an apples to apples comparison, I think may find yourself in a tough spot because they reserve the right to change things up. And just the way things kind of flow may be very different. So I'm sure we can take some things from it, but you can't just pick it up and go, okay, this is exactly how they're going to play.
Chris, do you like playing in these kind of atmospheres up there in Detroit? I talked to Baker earlier. He said he kind of fuels some energy.
Yeah.
Kind of get that feeling too.
Yeah, I love it. I think, like I said, as a competitor, it's really fun to go into places like that. It's you can feel the energy. It almost feels like the stadium is kind of shaking at times. They got windows, but it still feels really dark for some reason. And again, they're that fan base, they're pretty rabid right now, and so it makes for a really fun environment because it's the kind of stuff that you dream about when you're a kid.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.